absolutely scrumptious.
Christmas Eve is always a busy one in my house. I like to get all the food for tomorrow sorted, starting with the star of the show. My succulent roast turkey enriched with lemon and fresh herbs.
The first job for me on Christmas Eve is preparing the turkey. I like to get up early so nobody's in the kitchen telling me what to do, turn the radio on, and I rather enjoy doing it. I've got a nice plump bird here. It's about 6 kilos, and that'll serve about 12 to 15 people. If you have a frozen bird, make quite sure that it's fully thawed.
Turkey, thyme and lemon are a match made in heaven. I find putting them under the skin as well as in the cavity ensures a wonderfully juicy bird.
A few slices of this, fairly thin. Now I'll do a bit of de-pipping. Wouldn't be so fussy if it was going in my gin and tonic.
Add the lemon and 2 chopped onions, skin and all.
All that'll go straight up through the bird and add to a wonderful turkey.
Adding fresh sage, a few bay leaves and thyme into the cavity will make the meat absolutely scrumptious.
I think I'll get it all in. So that's the flavouring vegetables in there. Now to the breast. I'm going to loosen the skin up this end really, really gently because you don't want to push your fingers through the skin.
Then generously spread underneath with softened butter, 3 sprigs of fresh thyme and the slices of lemon.
Just tie the legs up. There we are, neat and tidy. And then more butter. Yes, this is Christmas. So just spread all over with butter. A little bit of sea salt over the top. And that's all ready for Christmas Day. Another thing to tick off the list.
That's not the only thing I'm getting ahead with today. My classic apricot and chestnut stuffing can be made up to 3 days before, and it's a dish my family and I absolutely adore.
I've tried all different stuffings. My favourite certainly is the chestnut and apricot, and if there's some left for Boxing Day with the cold cuts, I'll be very pleased. My first task is to chop up the apricots, and these are ready to eat dried.
225 grams gives just the right amount of fruity flavour.
I usually cut these in about 4. I like these bigger pieces so you can actually see it. I don't want it to just be a mash. And the joy of doing it in an open dish means that it's all beautifully crisp. Right, there we are. They're done.
These need 5 minutes to simmer in a pint of water, along with 2 roughly chopped onions and 4 sticks of celery, finely chopped. Once lovely and soft, strain and leave to cool.
So my next job is to do these chestnuts. These are frozen. I find them brilliant because they have real crunchy texture. They're very easy to chop once they're thawed. There we are, roughly chopped into fairly big pieces. Now those have got to be fried.
Melt 100 grams of butter. I'm using half to fry my chestnuts and the other half will go into the stuffing mix.
Then in goes the chestnuts all in one go. Gently fry that and brown it. While that's browning, I'm going to chop some parsley. I love Christmas Eve, making the labels, wrapping parcels, and I, as mum, has to have a drawer full of extra paper. There's always people, Mum, I didn't have time to do the parcels. Have you got any wrapping paper? Have you got any string? And they're much better at tying the bows than I am. So chop this fairly coarsely. It gives me such pleasure in my old age to do coarsely chopped parsley. For my training, we always had to do it very finely. And really, it's much nicer to have it in pieces that you can see.
That's all the ingredients prepared. Now to simply bring it all together. First add 225 grams of white breadcrumbs, the apricot, onion and celery mix, and a tablespoon of thyme leaves.
Then the parsley, coarsely chopped. That'll be bright green. Then we've got the chestnuts. Now they really are the most lovely colour.
And the remaining melted butter.
The butter binds it all together, and of course that'll be what will make the breadcrumbs crisp. A little salt there, a little pepper, then mix it all together, and that's it.
Tip that glorious mix into a well-buttered baking dish.
It is a delicious stuffing. I can tell you it's a very nice feeling. That's yet another job done, ready for Christmas Day. On Christmas morning, all your hard work pays off. With all that preparation done, the cooking is easy.
First, take the turkey out of the fridge for an hour to bring it up to room temperature. Then put it straight into the oven. It's as simple as that. I cook mine for about 2¼ hours at 160 fan until the skin is beautifully crisp and brown, and a thermometer reads 65 degrees and the juices run clear.
I think it looks rich and golden, this dark conker colour. I can see the lemon just coming through, still the herbs.
Once the turkey's cooked, you'll need to let it rest. Wrap in foil and cover to keep hot.
The resting is very, very important because, in fact, it is going on cooking. And up to 3 hours, it will stay hot, I promise you.
With the turkey resting, the oven's empty and ready for business. So in goes the stuffing and my golden potatoes can get their second roasting. I'm also throwing in some carrots and parsnips that can cook at the same time. A drizzle of honey for their final 5 minutes will make these beautifully glazed. While the oven does the hard work, I can get on with the gravy. It couldn't be easier.
There's nothing like a good gravy. I've cooked the giblets to make a nice stock. If you haven't got the giblets for the bird, you can just use a stock cube if you prefer. So I'm going to first of all, melt the butter. Butter will make a jolly good gravy.
Once the 50 grams of butter has melted, add an equal amount of flour and combine to make a roux.
In goes the hot giblet stock, a little at a time, and give it a good beat in between. As a family, we all simply love gravy. We're gravy people. Now I've got those wonderful juices from the bird, and I've skimmed off the fat. Just pour that in. All these little crusty bits from the bottom are good in flavour, so let's include them all.
Season with a little pepper and salt and a dash of Worcester sauce to deepen the flavour, then bring it to the boil. And that's it. Delicious but simple gravy, ready in minutes.
Absolutely scrumptious.
How's that for a stress-free Christmas meal?